In a world where pleasure is pain, and pain is pleasure, one man dared to open the box. Welcome, dear listeners, to the enigmatic universe of Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart. This isn't your average tale of horror. It's a complex tapestry of desire, obsession, and the unending quest for sensation. In the heart of this chilling narrative is a man named Frank, a thrill-seeker whose insatiable curiosity leads him to a peculiar object, a puzzle box. But this is no ordinary box. It's a puzzle that promises untold pleasures to those who can solve it, a temptation Frank cannot resist. Accompanying Frank on this perilous journey is his brother Rory, a man of simple desires, and Julia, Rory's wife, who harbors a dangerous secret. Together, they're drawn into a world beyond their darkest nightmares. Little did he know, the box was not just a box, it was a gateway to hell. What would you do for the ultimate pleasure? Would you risk eternal damnation? Enter Frank Cotton, the protagonist of our tale. A man driven by desire and an insatiable lust for the extraordinary, the extreme, the forbidden. It's this unending quest for pleasure that leads him to the Lament configuration. A unique, intricately designed puzzle box. The Lament configuration is more than just a toy. It's a key, a gateway to a different realm, a realm where the lines between pleasure and pain blur into insignificance. Frank, in his reckless pursuit of pleasure, solves the Lament configuration, unwittingly opening the doors to this otherworldly realm. And who should answer his call but the Cenobites? An enigmatic group of beings, the Cenobites are the custodians of this realm, the purveyors of the pleasure Frank seeks. But their idea of pleasure, it's not what you'd expect. It's not what Frank expected. Their pleasure is a terrifying, horrifying blend of ecstasy and agony, a symphony of sensations that pushes the boundaries of human comprehension. The Cenobites, you see, are not your typical pleasure seekers. They're explorers in the truest sense of the word. Explorers of the farthest reaches of sensation, of experience. They operate in realms where our everyday notions of pleasure and pain, of good and evil, simply don't apply. They're terrifying, yes, but not because they're monsters or villains. They're terrifying because they challenge our deepest held beliefs, our most fundamental understandings of the world and ourselves. Frank, lured by the promise of unmatched pleasure, finds himself in the clutches of these terrifying beings. He's granted his wish, yes, but at what cost? The Cenobites' pleasure is not for the faint of heart. It's a pleasure that consumes, that overwhelms, that obliterates. It's a pleasure that's as much about pain as it is about joy. But as Frank soon discovers, every pleasure has its price. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Such is the chilling lesson that Frank Cotton learns in Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart. Desperate to taste the ultimate pleasure, Frank strikes a deal with the Cenobites, otherworldly beings who promise experiences beyond human comprehension. However, his reckless pursuit of hedonistic delight quickly turns into a nightmare. Frank's desperate desire for extreme experiences mirrors our own human curiosity. We yearn for the unknown, the strange, the exhilarating. But Barker warns us of the dangers of unchecked hedonism. As Frank discovers, the line between pleasure and pain is perilously thin, and crossing it can have horrific consequences. The Cenobites, with their dispassionate cruelty, represent the dark side of desire. They are not evil in the traditional sense, but rather, they are indifferent to human suffering. They are the embodiment of the destructive power of obsession, and the terrifying reality that our deepest desires can consume us, if left unchecked. Barker uses Frank's gruesome fate to explore the depths of human depravity and the dangers of unchecked desire. His transformation into a grotesque creature trapped in a world of eternal torment serves as a stark reminder of the price one might pay for unchecked greed and lust. In his quest for ultimate pleasure, Frank loses his humanity, his identity, and ultimately, his existence. He becomes a prisoner of his own desires, a victim of his own insatiable lust. He is a cautionary example of the dangers of pushing the boundaries of human experience too far. In The Hellbound Heart, Barker presents a horrifying vision of the consequences of uncontrolled desire. He invites us to question our own desires, to consider the potential dangers of pursuing pleasure without regard for the consequences. In the end, Frank's pursuit of pleasure leads him down a path of unspeakable horror. And so, we are left to ponder. What are we willing to risk in our quest for the ultimate experience? Are we prepared to pay the price that such a pursuit might demand? And most importantly, are we ready to face our own personal Cenobites? The Hellbound Heart is more than just a horror story, it's a cautionary tale. This chilling narrative, penned by Clive Barker, is a stark reminder of the age-old adage, "Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it." The book's plot revolves around the dangerous allure of the lament configuration, a puzzle box that promises untold pleasures to those who can solve it. But as our protagonists soon discover, not all pleasures are meant to be pursued. The box is a gateway to a hellish dimension, where the Cenobites, demonic beings that revel in the extremes of sensation, dwell. The moral of the story is a timeless one, echoing through literature and folklore for generations. It warns us of the perils of unchecked desire and the cost of obsession. Barker's novel brings this warning to life in a vivid, unsettling way, painting a picture of a world where the pursuit of pleasure can lead to unimaginable pain. The Hellbound Heart's relevance to modern society is uncanny. In a world where we're constantly encouraged to seek instant gratification, Barker's narrative serves as a chilling reminder that not all that glitters is gold. The horror and suspense in the book are not merely for entertainment. They serve as a stark warning against the dangers of unchecked desire and the lengths some might go to satisfy it. The book is filled with chilling moments that will leave you on the edge of your seat, with your heart pounding in anticipation. Barker's masterful storytelling and vivid descriptions create an atmosphere of suspense and dread that builds up to a climax that will leave you breathless. However, the ending is something we won't reveal here. The Hellbound Heart is a journey that each reader must undertake themselves, experiencing the twists and turns, the shocks and scares, firsthand. It's a journey that will make you question your desires and the lengths you would go to satisfy them. In the world of the Hellbound Heart, the line between pleasure and pain is blurred, and crossing it can lead to unimaginable horrors.